Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
And Biff.
And this is nice. I feel like we haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was like, whoa, haven't done this in a while.
Hmm.
I'm
How are you?
good. I'm good. I feel mostly good. Um, and kind of empty. Okay, so here it is. I feel mostly good. And as I was falling asleep last night, there were little weird, like fear bubbles. But then I was like, I don't know where this is coming from. This isn't me. So I was just doing a lot of clearing, but I'm kind of like the last, I don't know how many weeks, couple of weeks, I've felt pretty alive with business stuff and juicy. And I'm feeling like, um, not that I'm losing steam, but the juice isn't here. And I know, well, it's funny because the card that I pulled yesterday, when I asked what do I need to focus on, it said patience.
Mm.
I was like, okay, cool. Um, but I don't want to lose steam.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main like uh thing that I'm holding on to that I don't want to hold on to so tightly. That makes sense.
Like holding on tightly to not losing steam. Love it.
Which in many ways I think is just a story, like a mind thing happening. Um, and I'm kind of in that spot again of, um, do I need to get a job? But I think last time there was a lot of hastiness in choosing because I did need the money. I still do, but I want to really give myself some space to like birth something for my business first. And I feel like I have a time crunch because I I move I still found a way to move money around.
Hmm.
Just like
Imagine that.
morning I was laughing about because I was like, well, I lasted pretty long, like way longer than I thought. Um, and like have been mostly stable in my body about it. Um, but now I'm like, okay, I have stuff. I do want to, I want to launch one-on-one. There's this like money thing, job thing hanging out right here. But if I do that, it's because I'm kind of like, it's more of like a fear thing than the next like right step.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the next right step is launch something first and then see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what it would be like to like flip a perspective um into like I need a job because money.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, this is true. This is a true statement. But what if your job is your business? Like,
Yeah.
and if you need to have another like supplementary job in a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, like whatever that timeline is,
Hmm.
cool. But like your main focus is I have a job. It's my business.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. That's my job. This is my job. Okay. I feel okay. That's great. That's great. I think I can do that.
What's so funny?
Um, this, and then I think I don't know when you said this to me, but you're like when we were talking about the exchange, and you're like, okay, what if you're making it like you're making this money? It's not a questionable thing, and I feel like that has landed me into where I am right now with wanting to like launch and just like holding that I feel. It's not like this grabby thing. It just feels like I'm holding my baby, right? That's right here, which is my business. Um, and so even as like life is happening and I don't have creative juice like this, I still want this. And so I'm letting myself stay in this pocket. Um, yeah, it's the not freaking out. Not, I'm not freaking out about not freaking out, but I'm not also freaking out about that. Okay, cool. Think I just needed to say that. Um, yeah, long story long. That's how I'm doing.
Long story long. Mm,
Mm.
um, do you know in the alchemy deck, do you know this card?
You're honest.
Yeah.
Um, I don't remember what it says.
Uranus, I'll read it in a sec. But the way that at least I remember Uranus or like make it mean is like Uranus is like it's like the strike of inspiration or like creativity. And it's a thrill, and we all like
Hmm.
want it. And we're like, inspire me. Like it feels so good to be inspired and to have that juice. Um, so that's Uranus. And the end, the very last sentence is the alchemist knows this radical energy isn't sustainable, and so the work is to show up each day, whether or not Uranus strikes.
Yeah.
And as anything, like anything we do, there's nuance here and like um, meeting the the space in between devotion and what's the word? Um, Discipline. Like
Hmm.
devotion and discipline can both be sacred and they can slip into wound real fast. So just like
Yeah.
is it are we like extorting? Are we pushing? And I was actually just leaving a message for Nicole about this, like in regards to workouts and exercise and yoga or like whatever lens we're all looking through and like that we have to push ourselves. Otherwise, we're never gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can we find that like it's like the sacred discipline, sacred push, the sacred commitment to the thing when the juice isn't flowing without like the military style, like bugle calls in the morning and like, get the fuck out of bed, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an exploration.
Yeah. Okay.
This feels like a really cool fucking spot for you though.
Yeah.
Like just stay
Because
in the pocket for so long. Really cool.
yeah, it's it's been interesting because I like what you just said really clicks for me. Um, because there has been density like during staying in the pocket. And this is like, um, see, I'm understanding it well with like body movement, right? Where there has been like, I feel dense or tired and I have to move through the sludge. Like, we're just going to move through the sludge, whatever the movement's going to look like it's going to be dense. Like, I feel dense, it's going to be dense. Um, and that has been moving a lot of like, or has been creating a lot of space for me. And so bringing that into business, like I'm still, I guess, figuring out that formula because they're kind of like walking side by side, this body and business thing that's happening. Um, and I think yesterday, like after our call, I felt a little bit, I get a little bit stuck right here in this client archetype thing because I think it gets too brainy. But then I hit this spot this morning that was like, for me, the formula is the direction is if I just because there was three things, right? The what are the client archetypes? What is their problem? And what are you helping them solve? Or what do they get on the other side of that?
Yeah.
Um, and because I was like going in to write a post yesterday, and then I got like stuck there because
I'm
I was like
familiar. I'm so
thinking of my,
familiar.
yeah. Um, but then I like this morning I went through this whole thing of like the like real artist, I'm just gonna do this. The real artist like doesn't really think about their audience, right? The connection is with whatever they're creating and this whole thing happening. But then I was like, okay, yes, and um, if we are creating a structure and a direction, like what from these three things will help me right now, right? And so I landed on if I just focus on, I know this the archetype and the one number one and number two, but the direction for me is what do they have on the other side that will help the flow, that will give me, it's like I keep saying like Sagittarius arrow, which is funny because I've never really like connected with that energy before,
Mm. Mm.
which is fun.
Yeah, it's such a good one.
Yeah. Um, but anyways, that's what I've landed on for direction.
Mm-hmm.
And like I guess my formula of like a direction and flow and structure that like my whole body's like not like frozen about and stuck about.
Yeah. The I might actually bring this into resurrection today. Something that is super helpful for me in learning cognitive information specifically about business, because when we bring it into the business lens, it has this like, you got to do it right or you're gonna fuck it up. And like um a lot of parts of us think that a lot rides on that. Like if I fuck this up, then everybody's going to leave and I'm not going to get paid and the whole thing's going to burn to the ground.
Mhm.
But I know that freeze, it's like wobble freeze of, okay, I have this new information and I want to like write through this lens, but it's not, it's like, and so just like fuck it. Like I'm just not even going to do it. I know.
Mm.
Um, and and I think the best thing to do is like learn. Okay, we're all in together. We're like learning this material, and then just don't fucking do it. Like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Don't listen to it, blow it up, burn it down, because what we've learned will integrate when it's meant to. And that might be
Yeah.
in a week and it might be in a year. And there's going to be like an aha moment of like, oh, wow, okay. Like, you know, and it's like a flaily, the only way through is through. And sometimes like when we're so fucking stuck on the cognition of it and we won't move, then just like do it so poorly that is like against everything that we just talked about entirely, just so you can keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that for today, it'll help for us to go into the take all of this into the energetic realm.
Mm.
Because really what we're doing is like painting a picture,
Yeah.
just three-dimensional, six-dimensional picture of what your business gets to look like so
Hmm.
that you feel good and true and your clients feel good and true. And
Yeah.
like, all we're doing is like fucking around with forms and color, and that's energy. So
Yeah.
I think that'll be really helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
What would you like out of our call today? Like when we're done today, what would feel like high
When we're
five?
done
I
today.
feel good about these things.
This is a great question because when I booked this, I feel like I was just a different person than I am right now. And it's just like, eh, this morning I was like, oh, what is this call gonna be about? Because I'm not where I was 3 weeks ago. What would I like at the end of this? I'm looking at my whiteboard. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm.
I have some
Okay.
ideas. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Okay. And then you can tell me what you were going to say.
Okay.
Um, we can help clarify this whole um business identity, design energetics archetype thing we've been working on.
Mhm.
And we can work on um launching your one-on-one program and bringing some money in.
Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do.
Cool.
Mm,
Great.
great.
Okay. Um, I kind of just want to like freeform spitball for a minute. Uh,
Yeah.
so bring some just like movement into your body, just like flinging off the rigidity and the brainy stuff and like money, job, that can be so loomy. Just like shake it off, push it over there, just like hang on, guys. Like I'll be with you.
Take a number.
Exactly. It's 470. You got a while.
Like the
And get your
DMV.
body. Oh my God, we were watching this movie. We're still watching this movie, but the other night, yeah, last night, I don't know. Um, this character, it's French, and she's a French stewardess, like on an airplane for an
Mhm,
airplane service, and she's like totally disembodied and like has no direction in life, and kind of just like I don't really want to work up in the business. Like I like where I am. She just like sleeps around and doesn't have a lot of purpose.
mhm,
And she's on, it's like 4 in the morning and she's on Molly with one of her coworkers with this guy, and they're playing Would You Rather? And she's
mhm.
like, would you would you rather would you rather have rubber arms so that you when you go to hug somebody you can't, or 19 nipples? And this rubber arms thing is like really stuck with me. Like it's such an embodied understanding, right? And like I want to bring that, just like the rubber arms, to your body. And like none of it's serious. It's all good. We're just like throwing shit, throwing plants in the air and like, rubber arms. We can still hug with rubber arms. Yeah. Okay. Um, tell me, so I'm just gonna ask you questions and I want you to like rubber arm, just like whatever comes up for you. Don't
Okay.
think about it too hard. We're just like playing in the dirt, like making sandcastles, hanging out with Biff. Tell me of the archetypes that the quizzes revealed to you, what excites you?
Um, the explorer and creator.
Cool. If you think into any other archetypes, like Jungian archetypes or like archetypes in the Oracle deck, Alchemy deck, do you have any other favorite archetypes?
Um, I do like the warrior.
I feel that for you. Woman King, man.
Yeah.
For you, it's got this like ancient. That's not what I meant. I meant like the threads in the earth, but like that's what happened, which is cool. Um, yeah, just like ancient, like land earth woman.
Yeah,
Like my bones have been here for centuries.
yeah. That, yeah. Like growing up as a young person, I've always had older people, and even now, tell me you're really wise. Like, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too. And also at the same time, I'm like, how are you guys not? Like, what?
Yeah, it confuses me. I'm very, it's a confusing experience. I'm like, wait, don't we all know this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We do. But okay, this is what I feel like I keep coming back around to with my business is like reminding people of who they've always known that they are. There's that, right? And then I wrote this down yesterday, is working with what you've got to create the dream life that you want, like what you already have right now, not this up, not more things. What are we working with? So these are like main themes because I've been doing a lot of brain dumping, and those are a lot of the main things. And I've kind of been working with like stringing them along with the Explorer. And okay, I guess I'm kind of streaming right now. Um, so when you know the New Year's meditation that is in Resurrection, and you like we had a word drop in for
Yeah.
us that we're supposed to like work with.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like my word ties into the Explorer and ties into these themes that keep coming up. And I'm seeing this like direction of those energies like really coming together. And I guess I'm holding this pocket because um like it's easy to in group like oh hear this idea and that idea and like oh that's a good idea, but like this is why I'm holding the pocket is because I really want to grow this baby um and like nurture her or it. Okay.
What do you know about what do you know, what do you sense, what do you see about the direction where these energies are all coming together?
um Wait, can you ask that again?
Mm-hmm. With the explorer and the creator, the warrior, um, and what you're doing for people is reminding them that they've who they are is who they've always been, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And working with what you have now to create your dream life, and how your word, your new year word is like weaving all of this together into a direction, and you can see all the energies coming together. Does it
Mm-hmm.
feel true?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that direction. Like, what do you feel there? What do you see there? What do you know or sense about it?
um
And if it would be helpful for me to tell you, for you to tell me your word, you can do that. I'll keep it in my heart.
Okay, that's way helpful. So my word is discovery. And um I feel like my one-on-one or course, but I think it's the one-on-one, is about like self-discovery and um, unlayering like what isn't actually you and what is you. Hold on. Does that make sense? Yes, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And I keep coming back to this like, you don't need all this shit, and it's not about ascending. And it's like not what anyone else has to offer to you that you then get and do the things. It's that you are connected with your body and can hear your inner knowing, that you then are stabilized in that and move in the direction. And it's not going to be known, but um, if we can trust this, and this is like my journey, right? Learning from my journey. Um, it's not going to be known, but when we begin to trust the intelligence of our body and open up to like relationship with guides or gods, like then we don't need all this stuff to do what we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's it. We're done here.
Yeah. But like I keep get like I'm learning so much from like working with sourdough and like, you know, I don't know if you've ever had this experience where it's like the groceries, it's about time to go to the grocery store, but I'm really hungry and let me just look at what I have. And then what the fuck? I just made this gourmet meal. I thought I didn't have anything. But okay, whoa. Now this is tying in Uranus. Um, because when I see that card, for me, it represents my a lot of my New Zealand trip because that was on my Uranus line.
Mm.
And I mean, you were with me on that entire trip. Like, my luggage didn't arrive. I broke up with my partner, like all that topsy-turvy shit. And my bet, like, one of my most favorite things was like the first Airbnb that I was at didn't have like an actual kitchen. And I just had this like skillet thing that you plugged in and it was huge. And I was like, this thing's fucking huge, but I'm cooking everything on it. I bought rice. I had to learn how to make rice in a microwave. I was like, this is weird. I did it. And I was just like working with what I had, and I had a fucking great time. I didn't have my luggage. I just had a toothbrush and like the same shirt and pants and clean underwear. I was like, that's all I need. I don't, if my luggage never comes, I'm fine. Like, I didn't even want it when it came. I was like, my backpack was great. But it's that similar energetics of how um, innovation really comes from bare bones of what do I have? A rock and a stick, and I'm gonna have the best playtime ever with these two random things. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like prototyping, like the beginning of that. Like, what materials do I have? And then you do whatever you want.
This is great.
And yeah, and it just, I think this really landed for me yesterday because this word innovation keeps like also working itself through me. And I have a friend like who I've collaborated with before, and she said something like, "You don't need to reinvent the wheel." And I was like, "No, not for me." But it took me a long time to realize and understand that that was a no for me because I always thought like I'm not doing it right or like, but I don't want to just regurgitate other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my people don't either.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, we do have to reinvent the wheel. And
Yeah. Like, who are you? Questioning our friendship over here.
just threw you into an existential crisis. That's great.
uh,
And in like we are inventors. It's in the word innovator.
yeah,
Innovate. There's like a movement implied. And there are structures that we can rely on when we are reinventing the wheel, right? Like
yeah.
we work with the structures of nature because she does it the fucking best
Hmm.
um, within the cycles of our own bodies. So it's not like we're just like raw dogging it, like
Yeah,
pulling pulling from total zero space.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, great. This is so good. Um, did I remember you saying something in Resurrection about the colors, like looking through all the Pinterest stuff and like how some colors were triggering and some were like, I don't even know if you said that, but something like it. And some were like, ooh, not that. What was happening for you in the color zone?
Um, I actually think that by the end of the day, I moved through whatever I was triggered by. But one color that keeps um feeling true is like orange. And it's interesting because it came before this. And I was like, why is orange here?
Yeah.
Because I net like that was the one color I've always it was like there with pink for
Yeah.
me. And even in like Starburst flavors, those are the two that are no for me. Um, but anyways, it kept being orange, it keeps being orange. And then I looked up Explorer and there was orange. And yeah, I mean, that's so I've been playing with it like a little
Yeah.
on my Instagram as well.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And that's that. I don't want to like once again get too brainy about it.
Yeah.
But I do really love the colored palettes of the Explorer And the way that I kind of started playing with it, because you know how it gives you three.
Yeah.
Um, and the one that the quiz that Alon said, and then the one that we did with Melissa, mine were pretty much like the same thing. And I was like, whoa, this could also be like your without getting too brainy about it, like your astrology big three and how those come together to be you. Um, but for me, explorer is loud because of my New Year's word, which is discovery. And I kind of just picked words out of explorer and creator that I really that felt true for me. It was like integrity from creator, and then I don't even remember the explorer words. Discovery, I think, was in there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
integrity is like, I think blue,
Hmm.
like a blue, deeper blue. And then like health and prosperity is like this deeper green. And they're kind of all in this one like explorer palette.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, whoa, very bright. And loud, but also like naturey. So that's
Hmm.
where like I can ground into the palette.
Yeah.
But also I feel like that's kind of a direction that I'm playing with because I technically have tons of nature content that I can play with. And I really like because I want to incorporate more movement and more sound transmission, but use like nature images before I pan to whatever the video is.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the reasons I left design was because everyone was so fucking brainy about it.
Hmm.
It was like all ego driven and all logical. And I was so frustrated with that. Um, where like when you're doing that, then you're not making the space for exactly where we are now, that is like there's orange, like it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
And as you're speaking, I can feel your color palette.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the the earth in you, like the way that you bring everybody back to body, back to the earth. The necessary part of, like, if you actually want ascension, you have to have the earth.
Yeah.
That's the whole, that's like the fucked brain fuck of it, is it's actually right here.
Yeah.
um your like I see or rather I feel see these like deep earth tones, like deep blue, deep purple, deep green, deep blood, soil, green, these like uh dark earthy like depths of the forest tones.
Hmm.
And then we get to play, like a huge word for you is play. And I
Hmm.
would imagine that you would love to call more clients in for you that are also playful, like let's play. So to have
Hmm.
that play that's like a high note of the orange pops, that's like um
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how my like bright teal blue that I've been using has, it's same thing. Like I didn't
Yeah.
choose that. It chose me and it's like told me, but I can use it as like my baseline is earth, like um olive green, mustard yellow, um cow things,
Hmm.
cow things, right? And then I can fuck with that bright blue teal color. And I feel the same thing for you. And there is so much, like the whole thing feels cohesive, because we are bringing back to the earth, bringing back to the body, bringing back to the truth as we've always known it through movement and play and like,
Mhm.
yeah, those bright, loud colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel also for you and your um like rather than creating uh posts or content or art or whatever it is that you're creating from a like from an archetypal space, or like this is how I need to speak so I could speak to them. Like if you just hold simply like um movement, play, earth and orange, like you that will be your um cohesion.
Yeah. I like that.
And it doesn't have to be like you could do one post that is like boom, orange, if you were to do like a quote or something or like a
Yeah.
phrase. But your whole feed doesn't have to be orange. It can just be like a tiny little corner of a post is like an orange circle, or like just like play with little bits of orange.
Okay. Wait, sorry. You said movement, play, earth, and something.
Movement, play, earth, and orange. I think you could also, if you wanted to, play with bright purple.
Okay. I like that. I
But
can
that could
see
also
that.
delineate between programs, like
Yeah.
you're like with orange right now, and that's your discovery program. And then like the next one that is like a sensuality program or whatever is like playing with that purple. It's like
Yeah.
and this might be my own association, because you used to use that purple heart all the time. And so I have
Uh-huh.
a like energetic there
Yeah.
between you and that color.
It's I do like that like delineation. Yeah, piece. Okay, I have a question. Um because this is where I can also get stuck a little bit is the um because I feel like sometimes like when I sing or want to sound, it feels more serious. And so I have hesitation there. I feel like I do have hesitation there when I do sound because it doesn't feel as playful.
Because you come across it because it's so serious.
Yeah.
Like as far as perception goes, they're like seeing you as serious.
Um, as Wait, say that again. As
Uh,
far as
are you
like,
concerned that you are being perceived as serious?
yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, even for me and my body, I feel like it gets very um, it's just very like deep and can be very emotional when I talk about or feel into sound. Like it just doesn't feel playful.
It's range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, I love range. I'm just like, I think this is where I'm getting brainy about like cohesion,
oh
like
fuck.
congruence.
Again, like we'll like work on the thing and then fuck it. Like Yeah, cool. Cohesion is great. But like the most cohesive thing throughout your like just if we're talking about like just an Instagram feed and like maybe a website,
Yeah.
most cohesive thing throughout the whole thing is you being authentic. So like
Yeah.
you could fuck with your colors all day and show up and like this text is green and this one is yellow and this one is like some like shit brown and like if you are if you are being if you are oh what the fuck is that word? Congruent
Hmm.
inside to outside. Like if you are being the thing that you're talking about, which you are, like you are just you,
Yeah.
you are the um testimonial to what you're selling.
Cool.
You are embodying what you're selling, and your truth is the cohesion.
Yeah.
So we're like we fuck around with colors to like provide some more, like it's um but also fuck it. But it's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an account that we both follow. Um like people that have brand cohesion are like before you even look at the post, that it's from this person
Mm.
because of a font, because of a color, because of a general vibe. Like when
Yeah.
P the Fairy posts something, it's theirs, right?
Mhm.
Which is helpful, but also like fuck it. If like P the Fairy does whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
She wants, I don't know what her pronouns are. Um, like her emails are like so not cohesive whatsoever. They're like big ass blue royal things with like stupid lettering and like
Yeah.
terrible screenshots.
Like
So
horrible,
they're
but
so bad
yeah.
from a design perspective. They're clunky, they're not put together well, and like fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
What what I feel when you actually like right before you started saying this, I was feeling this. Like in your text, in your reels, and just however it is that you're sharing, um, I would lean into like most of it being dynamic, like with movement or um diagonal lines or that like bright pop of something with music, like something sensational. And then I think
Mhm.
actually it will be really helpful to have a couple posts here and there that are serious or like um rocks. So
Yeah.
so that you have like it's almost like periods on the end of sentences as you look at your Instagram feed. So there's like ground, 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 earth, earth, earth.
Yeah. There's That's great. That's great. Hold on. Because there's actually this energetic that I would like to follow, and I don't know how it happens yet, but it's like grounding and clearing, if that makes sense. So when you say having, and this might be a little brainy, but like having those posts that are rocks as periods, rock period. Grounding. I'm just gonna use the word grounding. Um, anyways, that's okay, that's what I want. I will let that land however it needs to land. Okay. I was just checking in.
Do you have another 15 or 20? Do you need to go?
Yeah, I have 15, 20.
Okay, I can keep rolling if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, I think that it's really great for some brains to have specifics. It like
Mhm.
creates the structure to create within.
Mhm.
So like we can see in Elan just like took off with the archetypes. She's like, this is my shit. I'm going this way. And I'm like, cool. I'm so glad that that's helpful for you. Do that.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm guessing that Laura will need kind of like more walls, uh,
Mhm.
more structure. But we all need different things. And so
Yeah.
kind of like picking and choosing out of everything that's on the table. Um, and like working with the things that are important for each body. And I feel for you, if you just have like a a loose definition, that's enough to like play with.
Yeah. That's always been my favorite thing.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Um, and it's something that I reflect on often actually with like working with you and like the spaces between where we don't like we aren't in any container together. Um, and this is I can see like this being a lot of little one stuff too, but that space of like here's complete and total support and things to fuck around with. And then like I just get to go and do my thing and then ask questions if I need. And that's always kind of how I operated, even like in workspaces. And
Mm,
then I just like, and then if I have a question, but my questions don't come until I actually like get my hands in and on the thing.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have enough to move forward on color, movement, shape? Um, we would probably label that branding stuff, but we can just call it energetics. Do you feel like you have enough there? Do you have any other questions right now?
Yeah, I feel like I have enough here to play with. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me, tell me the bones of your one-on-ones. What are you thinking? What is it? What is it? What's the bones?
Okay, the bones. I have bones in here. Well, the bones is everything that I already talked about.
The like actual like
Yeah, a
logistic,
little more.
like how long, how often do you meet?
Okay. Um, so I have I'm still 3 months. Wait, I erased that. Hold on. Took a picture. 3 months, 1500. We meet um we meet 4 times, but the fourth one is like a sound attunement
Hmm.
ordeal. Um, okay, and I don't know if I want to. This is one where I think I've kind of been going back and forth about. It's just like having their human design in mind. Um, but I don't, it's not going to really be about that. It's just like for, I guess I want to look at it for foundation, but I don't know if I'll get too brainy about it.
Yeah.
But also because I mean, I love it. But this is one of those like, is this too many things?
You can keep it simple. You can just like um in your like sign up process or one of the first questions you ask, or like if you end up doing like intake paperwork,
Hmm.
where you have them fill out 12 questions or whatever,
Yeah.
just ask. I just did that for Valkyries actually. Like a week
Okay.
ahead of time, I asked everybody for their birth time and place. Because I want to know big three,
Hmm.
human design, and North Node. Because then I know like what we're working with and what we're moving towards and
Yeah.
what their soul is moving towards,
Yeah.
especially when shadows want to do the opposite. So like I
Yeah.
can hold that pole and they don't even need to know that I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that helpful. If you think that it's helpful, like if you find that helpful to know about people just like in your life and in yourself, um, I think it's great.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's 1500.
So you meet 4 times over the course of 3 months,
Hmm.
and any extra support or just the live calls?
Um, just the live calls. And I want like 2 to 3 clients.
And are you, this might be for my own knowing, are
Hmm.
you coming to each of these sessions with like an outline, like this is what we're doing, or are you just showing up and working with the moment?
Um, okay, this is the part that I feel like I need some clarity on because I would like to just be with the moment. Um, I guess my brain asks if I need some kind of outline.
Yeah. This one's hard for me too, because I don't need an outline at
Yeah,
all. Like I don't need that from other people. I don't need that from another coach. Um, you know that I often don't go off of an outline. Like if I make an
yeah,
outline, we're like going over there.
yeah,
Um, and I have found that especially in the beginning, people need lots of, not everybody, but lots of people need like something to know. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing here? Um, and that could be super simple. Like, if you have 4 sessions, you can go, okay, like what are the 4 steps? If I had to break self-discovery down into 4 steps, what would they be?
okay, I like this. If I
And
had
you
to
could
break
even like,
down
sorry.
4 steps, there's like, I think I have these, at least one or two of them. I had to break it down in 4 steps.
Mhm. There's,
There's like foundations of self. So like understanding your energetic body, foundation of self is like grounding. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I wanna spitball a couple, 4 things just so we can, make a case
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
So foundations of self, energetic body, and then what?
Energetic body.
And you can just make them up too, like we're just making
Yeah,
'em here.
energetic body. Um, um, just have movement. So physical body.
Yeah, cool.
And there's something in here because if if my tagline is working with what you've got to create the dream life that you want, then what is the dream life that you want? So like
Yep.
uh um direction or getting clear on what, or I don't, okay, so yesterday when Alon brought in working with people who don't know what they want, there's like that's I was like, oh, that's an interesting spot. But I guess what I'm thinking about is like when you know what you want, but there's all this other fluff around it.
Yeah.
Um, what are the words for that? Like a direct, like getting clear on what you want, or
Yeah, clarity.
if I had to break down and force self discovery of self, energetic body, physical body,
Action.
action. Yeah, action.
So bringing an outline, I don't think that you need to come into every call with like, this is how we're going to do energetic body. This is how we're going to do physical body. This is how we're going to get clear. I believe that you can simply bring the theme and everything will unfold into the theme.
Mhm.
Um, and again, these are things that they don't need to know. They don't need to know that. Um, you people fucking love a fucking 4-step process.
Yeah.
4 steps to your ascended self, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, what are the 4 steps?" We like, we love the structure. We can, it like gives us things to stick to,
Mhm.
which is so frustrating for me because I don't need that, and I'm also like, it's not fucking linear.
Yeah.
There's no steps,
There's-
but we
and
also,
my steps aren't your steps.
right, yeah. But we also need to give them what they need to be able to expand into that. And that's like safety, that's safety of structure.
Yeah.
So your four things could be like, and it makes it easier actually to like talk about it in your copy when you have like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But your four things, it like literally doesn't matter what they are. You could do like, um, each call, we're gonna work with a different direction. North in your bones, east as your breath and consciousness, south is your fire, and west is your water. This is how you find yourself, right? It could
Yeah.
be like four spices from the kitchen and like sugar, salt, um, spice, bitter. It
Mhm.
doesn't fucking matter. Like whatever whatever needs to come through is going to. We know this. Like
Yeah.
we can come with every intention for a call and the truth is just going to come out anyway. So just like
Mhm.
letting the theme hold it. So I really think that an outline, just like having holding the structure of again, whatever your four things end up being, like energetic, physical, direction and action, that's enough, I
Yeah.
think.
And that, so will that be like each month, let's say each month is a theme, and then there will be the four directions for each.
Those, I meant those as like a different, like you could do these four that we just listed. You could
Yeah.
do um these four ingredients from the kitchen. You could do the four directions. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily matter what your four are,
Yeah.
just that they hold the structure. They're like they're holding they're essentially holding the four directions. That is the structure of your 4 months together.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's okay, but mine are 3 months. I want it to be 3 months. Is it gonna be 4 months?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I was looping in your sound attunement too. So like your attunement could be the fourth thing. So
Okay.
the attunement is what we call in copy, um, this is the sugar part, or the like this is the
Yeah.
energetic part, or like this is the activation, or whatever, you
Yeah.
know, just like something to call it so that the human brain is like, this is the thing that we're doing.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm asking is like and this is like more to creating a structure or an outline for them. Like, would each month have its own like weekly outline? Or can I keep the same outline for one, two, and three?
I would say that's entirely up to you.
Okay.
Like if you're providing weekly outlines, does that mean that you like have expectations for them? Do they have weekly homework? Like that adds a different shape to the container
Yeah.
than just calls,
Yeah.
which could be fine if that's what you want. That's awesome. And if not, then fuck it.
No, that's not what I want.
Yeah.
But I also and I feel like this is where I get a little like ooh, too is the being aware that people think they need and want outlines. And I usually like I don't operate like I just
Then don't
show
do it.
up.
Yeah. Then
I
don't do
just
it.
show up. But like I like having something there for their brains.
It will give, even if you have four keywords or three keywords,
Yeah.
whatever, um, it'll also give you structure,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit comparable to working with the cycle of the hero's journey over the
Hmm.
9 months in resurrection. Um, I never quite know what's coming next, but I always kind of know what's coming next because of like
Hmm.
where we are. Like I have laid the energetic map.
Hmm.
Like this is the map that we are following. So around March, we're going to hit some big resistance.
Hmm.
This is going to be, I'm guessing, but I can pretty much rely on this that collectively we're going to hit the spot of like, fuck this, I'm out. I don't want to do any of this.
Hmm.
um, the refusal.
Yeah.
So if you're, it's it's also kind of like working with the map where you're like spell casting, you're energetic casting um what is coming next.
Yeah.
You know, even loosely what you guys are doing.
Okay.
It'll also help to channel in to channel through you what needs to come through. Because it'll work you too, right? So like if
Yeah.
month two and you guys are doing physical body, then you're going to be worked by physical body so that you can then bring it to your session.
Yeah.
The work works you.
Yeah. We go first.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay, so last question. Um, when how do I want to ask this? When do you when do you need the money by? Um, when do you I'm like I want to hold loose like the timeline of this and like what question sticks for you.
Hmm.
Um, when do you want to start? Like literally when you want to start with clients?
Yeah. Let me look at my calendar.
Yeah.
I want to start at the beginning of February. So like having clients by the 5th of February.
Okay. Great. We'll put that on your calendar so you can just go ahead and say yes to this happening.
On my calendar.
5th of February. Cool. So you have a really lovely 2.5 weeks. And I would know, I would let yourself know ahead of time whether like after the 5th of February, if you want to continue selling this program or not. Like, do you take a break for a month or is this just like something you always offer and you always talk about it? Maybe you know now, maybe you know then. I
Yeah.
can get leaky on the other side of launches. Like, here's this thing I'm launching and I'm like, and I'm gonna be done by this date. And then this date happens and I'm like, ah, which is fine too. Um, but just something that I would like to be more aware of in myself to like not leak into time. Or if I'm going
Mhm.
to do it intentionally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, cool. Yeah, so I would start talking about that now and let your process be as light and delightful as you want it to be. Um, and also decide that your people are ready.
Yeah.
There's three people, there are two or three people that are ready for this with you.
Okay. Uh,
So rather than the space of like, if they come, they're coming. They're ready.
Yeah.
I'm taking clients in February. It's my job.
Um, mhm.
Um, one more thing.
Okay.
Get really dreamy and specific about who you want to work with. Like, might actually be people that you already know in your life, in your Instagram world, wherever, and be like, um, like when I was thinking about building Resurrection, I had my like dream people, like these people that I've just like made up. I was like
Mhm.
pretty damn sure there was gonna be a dancer. I don't
Mhm.
know. I just like felt it. Like, okay, a dancer's coming. Um, and like more colors, more identities, more just like a broader spectrum of people, of women. Um, but then so like you're dreamy, like, this person is ready, and you can like feel them standing up next to you and like dream them in, but then also get really specific, like, I want to work with Jamie, and like, or like, I want to work like this program is for Violet. And then I can write, when I write my copy, I'm writing directly to you so that this
Mhm.
person that you're calling in is like, that's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreamy. Dreams. Am I doing that right now?
Well, you can. I have to go though.
Okay.
But you can do
Just
that and
wanted
then
to make sure.
let me know. Let us
Okay.
know.
Okay. Cool.
When I was building Resurrection, I had like a pretty damn good idea of who was already going to be in it. And then like I'm holding open for surprises. But
Mm.
I'm like, Elaine is in this program. I know this. And so I would write directly to her, like as if it was like, Dear Elaine, but like you erase the Dear Elaine part to
Yeah.
like, who do you want to work with, literally specifically humans in your life, and write your copy to that person.
Okay. Cool.
Hmm. Okay. Anything
Okay.
else?
Nope. I feel complete.
Good. This is good. I like this. Okay. See you on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Love you. Bye.